Kirby, you had a question for Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica, talk to us a little bit about, let's say somebody out there has been in an accident, family member's been in an accident. Talk to us a little bit about that first visit with you, what they need to bring with them, what the billing's like, how do you get paid, how do they get paid? Just talk to us a little bit about the process.
Absolutely, that's a great question. When you are in a car accident, don't be intimidated by calling attorneys. I mean, 100% of personal injury attorneys I know will do free consultations with you and are more than happy to take as much time as you need. I recommend bringing with you, if you have it, the accident report, any pictures you took, and as early as possible, I would write down what you remember about things you saw and heard at the scene. That could be, 800 empty Red Bull cans in the other person's car, or an offhand comment that a police officer made to you about the other driver. Anything you remember like that. If you have your emergency room bill or any medical records with you, that's not a bad thing to bring. Trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, I've had, if there are cases where you might slip in a grocery store or slip and fall, I've had people bring in their shoes that they're wearing that day, so I could inspect those. But if a lawyer is putting pressure on you to sign a contract immediately right there in the meeting, just know that you can take your time, and most people are happy to explain things to you.
In certain cases too, Jessica mentioned, like if you fall at a store or something, there's something we want to get out called preservation letters.
Okay.
And so when you've been in an accident, sometimes it's to your benefit to hire an attorney as soon as possible, because we need to get letters out and preserve certain evidence. Like a store will have often video footage of your fall, and that is so valuable. And the systems that most companies use only retain that for a certain length of time.
Gotcha.
Trucking accidents, the law only requires trucking cases to keep the logs, the driver's logs, for a certain period of time. So we have to get those immediately. And in a trucking case, we sometimes want to preserve the truck because we want to do a download on the truck, and we don't want any repairs done before we get that opportunity. So it's beneficial to get someone early, especially in a serious case.
That's really good. And I know that you mentioned if someone's in the office not to feel pressured to sign a contract. Will you all talk about just how the payment system works? If someone comes in, do they pay you up front? How does that work in personal injury attorney cases?
I can only speak for our firm, but at Ferris, Riley & Pitt, we work on what's called a contingency fee contract. That means you don't pay any money up front at all. The expenses are fronted by our firm, so you don't pay any costs of the claim or the lawsuit until the very end. And if we only get paid if you get paid, right? So we both have the same goal, and that's to collect as much money for your claim as possible and as much as you deserve. But if your claim is not successful, then your lawyers don't get paid either, and those expenses are just eaten. So if don't worry, when people are in a wreck, they struggle to pay their bills and just even get to work sometimes.
Yeah.
So hiring a lawyer should not be an additional burden on top of that.
That's well put, Jessica. I tell my clients, I put it to them this way: you will never get a bill from us.
Wow.
We don't even have a billing department. You will never get a bill from our firm.
That's great. That's a great way to just kind of put people at ease and get them to really focus on what's important.
Well, we like to tell folks that, once you retain us, your job is to take care of yourself and your family. Get better, get back to work, do the things you need to do to take care of your family, and set the claims and the evidence and all the things that go along with a lawsuit. Set that aside. That's what you're hiring us for.
That's good. That's great. That's awesome.